Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Last night was heartbreaking, but today is a day to be proud of West Ham and what they achieved in Europa League. And for me, it was an amazing journey, and I'm going to run through it from start to finish. Obviously, last night was the heartbreaking end that we all didn't expect, but it's what we got. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's start off at the beginning, as I always do on this channel, and we'll start off in Zagreb when the boys went over to Zagreb and got a 2-0 win. And I've got to admit, I was very sceptical about West Ham going over there. I think it was the perfect game for West Ham to start off their European campaign. I must admit, Zagreb away for me, it was ideal. Do you know what I mean? I think if we would have had Zagreb in the middle of the group stages, it might have been difficult. But it was a free hit, basically. I wasn't expecting us to go in and win the way we did, but we did. And we won very, very well. And Antonio scored the first, and Declan Rice got a goal. And it was an amazing night. Obviously, people who went out there, it was very hostile. It was very volatile. You had a lot of trouble out there in Zagreb. But I've got to be honest, I never saw that win coming, and it got us on the road to 3 points in the group stages. It really, really did. And then the next game, we have Rapid Vienna at home, and I'll be honest, they were one of the poorest teams I've seen in the Europa League. I've got to be honest, and I fancied us to win the game quite comfortably. Yeah, we end up winning the game 2-0. Declan Rice scored, and Saeed Benrahma scored right at the death to make it 2-0. I'll never forget that night because I had Benrahma to score a goal, and he scored at the death. I think it was like 10-1 or something, and he got it done for me that night. And I'll be honest, 2 wins out of 2. I'm expecting us to sort of just go marching on, and we did. We really, really did. Then we played Genk at home. Ended up winning the game 3-0. And I'm thinking, wow. All right. I looked at Genk and I thought, you know what? They're a decent side. Belgian team. Them Belgian teams are quite decent. And Genk used to be a Champions League team. Now, they come to the LS. And I'll never forget this game. I remember this game very clearly, yeah? Because I was busy doing something that night. And I was watching the game on my phone. I couldn't get around to sort of watching it. And Genk were pretty good in the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes of that game. They were good. They looked quite lively. But we scored at the right time. Craig Dawson scored. Issa Diop scored. Obviously, Issa scored the first goal. Dawson scored the second goal. Bowen scored in the third goal. And Bowen had a glorious chance to score another one. And I'll never forget, he skied it over the bar. And that was the time when Jared Bowen used to get, we used to get the chances, and then he used to fluff his chances. Now, when the boy gets his chances, he's sort of scoring 1 in 2, sort of. And yeah, 3 wins out of 3, and we're rolling. We really, really are. Then we played Genk away in the reverse fixture. Now, this is where it sort of went a bit bad, so to speak. We go 1-0 down, and it was a howler. I'll never forget a howler from Issa Diop, and I think it was Ariola. Both of them were in the wrong here, massively. We go 1-0 down, and we needed some sort of inspiration from somewhere, and Saeed Benrahma was the man to do that. I'll never forget the goal he scored. First of all, he scored a good first goal, ball coming into the box, and he's there, arriving late, puts it away. The second goal, he roasts the defender, kills the defender stone dead, races into the box and puts it away. So we go 2-1 up. And then we concede late on. And as results went our way that night, we managed to sort of guarantee, say, like that we were going to finish at least second. Excuse me. And yeah, we've done that. And we just about got away with it in Belgium, which was a great achievement. Someone lost their finger, I believe, in Belgium also. So that was bad also. But yeah, the game ended 2-2, and it was a good away point. We should have won the game. really, and we should have been unbeaten. We should have had a 100% record in the group stages, but we got the point, and we moved on. Then we had Rapid Vienna away, and I'll never forget that game. It was a mixed game. Yarmolenko started. There was a lot of changes, and Yarmolenko scored. The boy scored in the Europa League, and I remember that game quite clearly because Gio from Hammer's Chat, who I had on this channel, me and him had a good discussion about it, and he said he fancies Yarmolenko to score the first goal, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And he did, and Yarmolenko got us on our way. And then Mark Noble, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mark Noble, scored the penalty to sort of get us the win and see us over the line, basically. You know what I'm saying? And then, obviously, we'd won that game, so we was guaranteed to go through. Yeah. And then we play the kids against Zagreb at home, which for the kids, it was an amazing game for them. I must admit, we see some bright lights in there. Harrison Ashby, for me, is an absolute bright light. He really, really is. Elise, Baptiste, Longello we see in that team. It was a makeshift team, but it was a good team. Yeah. And it was a good experience for the boys. It really, really was. We didn't win the game. Osic, I think it was, scored that absolute scream at the start, and it just killed us. But we was already top of the group. We was already guaranteed through, and that is what it was. So we go through to the knockout stages, and we're all sitting there for the draw. We're all thinking, right, who are we going to get? Let's hope we don't get Seville. Bosh. Seville comes flying out, and it's West Ham versus Seville. I was nervous, but I've always believed that when West Ham at the LS, West Ham can score, and West Ham can do some damage. And when we went to the away leg, we should have went 1-0 up. Let's all remember the Flass's chance. It's a great chance. He lets it go, and they score a goal really from nothing, from a really good set piece. Sorry about that, mouth's a bit dry. But they score a great goal from a set piece. And for me, we went away from there 1-0 in Seville. But I was optimistic. I really, really was. I really did believe that anything was possible at the LS. And I believed that we could beat them at home. You know what I mean? Seville are a very defensive side away from home. Excuse me. And basically, they set up like they was defending the lead at the LS. Areola, he makes that remarkable save that keeps us in the tie. I believe that goes in. We're not sitting in the semi-final and like losing semi-finalists. Do you know what I'm saying? It was a great save. It really, really was. It kept us in the game. And excuse me, Thomas Soucek scores a goal that gets us on our way, and then we go to extra time. And we're all getting a bit nervous. But then Andrei Yarmolenko, the most probably scapegoated person at West Ham United Football Club for a long, long time. Some of it is rightfully so, though. He hasn't been great. And he scores the goal that sends us to the quarterfinals. He really, really does. And the atmosphere in that ground must have been electric. Absolute, like, electric from start to finish. The place was bouncing. That was like Upton Park reboot, in my opinion. And yeah, he wins us the game, and we go through to the quarterfinals. Then we get drawn Lyon, and everyone's off to France to see Lyon. But before they're off to France, we have the home leg at home first. And I was like thinking to myself, just make sure we just don't lose this game. Right, we need to take some sort of advantage over there. Then Aaron Cresswell goes and gets sent off, which I'll get on to shortly about him. And we look dead and buried to a point. I was thinking to myself, if they score first, they could win this game 2 or 3. And that is it. That's good night. But then Jared Bowen, JB, steps up, scores a vital goal, gives us something to hold on to. Obviously, we couldn't maintain it. And Dembele scores an equaliser for them. And for me, it was it was great to get out there with a draw. It really, really was. And when the game finished, I was like, you know what, we can go over there and win, but everything's gonna have to fall for us. So we go over to Leon, and I will be honest, in the first 20 minutes of that game, before we scored, we was massively under it. Um, we was massively under it. I'll get to the chat shortly. And then Craig Dawson steps up and puts a bullet header into the goal to make us go 1-0 up. Declan Rice makes it 2-0. And then early in the second half, Jared Bowen silences the whole of Leon with his third goal. And the fan base who was over there that day will always remember the Kings of Leon, how good they were. They really, really was. For me, that's one of the West Ham's best performances that I've seen for a hell of a long time. A hell of a long time. And we dominated them once we scored. And I think we just killed them stone dead. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was the quarterfinals, and we go through, and then we get drawn. Obviously, Barcelona get knocked out by Eintracht Frankfurt, and we meet Frankfurt in the semi-final. And the first leg is the leg that sort of killed us. I don't think it was really last night that killed us. I think it was the first leg. I think the atmosphere, the way the stadium was, it felt like a final, but it was only a semi-final. And the first goal after a minute killed us. Right, the atmosphere in the ground. We managed to peg it back to 1-0, and then we give away a sloppy goal in the second half for 2-1. Obviously, there was moments in that game where we hit the post through Bowen, we hit the crossbar at the death through Bowen with an overhead kick. And for me, slight little things that just killed us really badly. So that was heartbreak at the LS, but we still had hope. We really, really did. And we went to Eintracht Frankfurt last night, and it was so amazing to see all the fans out there singing, having a good time, embracing it. And I had really high hopes last night about winning this game. I really, really did. I believe that with Declan Rice in your team, Jared Bowen, we have got a chance. So we come out last night, and obviously we all know what happened last night. Cresswell gets sent off, and then we just ended up whimpering out of the Europa League. But it is what it is. That's the only thing I can say. It's been an amazing journey. It really has. We've deserved to get to the semi-final. We've been one of the four best teams in the tournament. Did we deserve to beat Eintracht Frankfurt over two legs? No, not really. I think we give away too many chances, too many mistakes. But I can be proud of the boys. I really, really can. I can be proud of the way that they have done it. Last night, I was heartbroken and angry with Cresswell. Today, I'm proud of the team. Do I think Cresswell is at fault last night? I'm sorry, but he is. There's no two ways about it. You can love the man. He might have been here 9 years, but everyone makes mistakes. He's made two in a month. But to say I'm proud of the team is where I'm at. Right? I look at us now, and I just think the next step is up, not down. So yeah, that has really been the review of like the Europa League. And for me, the best game that I've seen West Ham was Leon. That will forever be in the memory. I think the Seville home game was another one though. It really, really was. I felt against Seville that was like the making of West Ham, to go and beat a team that are serial winners of this competition, won this competition multiple times, and to sort of be there and play them and compete with them. It was just amazing. Like West Ham Seville was just unreal. Do you know what I mean? And they had just come out of the Champions League, I believe. So it's a bitter pill to swallow today. Obviously, I know everyone's going to be deflated, but we have to get Europa League again. Like, I think if we get the conference, I think it's second prize in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? And for me, it's a good achievement from where we've been for the last 2 years. Like obviously, people keep saying about relegation, but they've got to change that mindset. West Ham are not that relegated threatened team. Do you know what I mean? It's sad. Don't get me wrong that we could have got to the final and we could have made something happen, and we could have really been 90 minutes away from glory. But it is what it is. Frankfurt were the better side over 2 legs, and you've got to roll your hands up and say they just scored at the right time, scored the goals at the right times, and they just nullified their threat basically. So it's been an absolute amazing Europa League. Obviously, Mark Noble's final goal was in the Europa League. It was against Rapid Vienna, the penalty. Obviously, he's going to be retiring in the next sort of 2 weeks, and we've got to see him off as best as we can. I'm gutted, but I'm not disheartened. I really, really ain't. And I believe that maybe we were so close as the thumbnail says, but yet so far, and that is really what it is. So I am going to get into your chat for the next 15 minutes. I'm going to see what all your opinions are, and then I'm going to wrap up after 30. But yeah, I'm proud of this team. I really, really am. Last night, I put something on a Facebook page. I got tons of stick. I got people like called it saying to be going to support Spurs and this and that. And I'm like, mate, do yourself a favour and shut the fuck up. How about that? Because I like to keep it real, and it's just how I am. It's in my nature. So it is what it is. But we reflect today. Last night is gone, and we move on. So let's get into your chat and have a look and see what everyone is saying. I'm going to start off at the top and start off with Happy Hammer 82. Hi everyone in the chat. Afternoon, James, mate. Couldn't sleep last night thinking of what might have been such a shame that the Norwich game now is a must-win to have any chance of qualifying again. I agree, mate. I didn't sleep last night, really, if I'm honest. I had about an hour at best, and I'm just gutted. I am gutted. I'm still gutted, but it will ease. I think when the season finishes, you can reflect on it a bit more. I think it's still raw to me and a lot of other people. Like last night, anyone who watched my stream last night, it was a powerful stream last night. I was choked big time, and I had the boys on, and they was all gutted to a point. It meant a lot to us as fans, considering some of us have never seen a final. Some of us have never seen a sort of a win in a final. Do you know what I'm saying? It meant a lot. It really does. Hit the like button on the way out, in and out. Thank you for support. Cheers, mate. 40 years of hurt continues. Let's hope we can break the hoodoo next season. Come on, you ones. Listen, I've got every faith. I've got every faith in what Moyes can do next season, but he needs investment, I'm afraid. He really, really does. He needs to have, it's not down to Moyes now, it's down to this ownership to give him the money. And then if Moyes doesn't take the money, then it's all on Moyes, I'm afraid. It really, really is. I mean, East Side views. I always like your comments, mate. I can't believe that the club haven't sacked Moyes yet. Shameless. I'm not even going to get into that, man. The first team struggling for freshness while the under-23s are on fire and there's still no youth president. David Moyes, the man that gave Rooney his debut. Come on, you ones. Something that Mitchell said to me a long time ago on this channel. He said, Moyes just don't invest in the youth, James. Right? And it proves it. I think there's been games this year where I think West Ham have got away with a few games. Like when we lost, when we played Seville, we lost Jared Bowen on the Saturday night at Liverpool away, and we was lucky to get him back for the next game. Like it wasn't the next game for the Seville home game, I think it was. Like it was, we've been very lucky with injuries to a point, but we just needed more bodies in there. Do you know what I mean? What's it? Took me an hour to get out of bed this morning, but I've woken up a proud man with memories that will last a lifetime. I agree, mate. I agree. I'm in a raffle for a signed Cresswell shirt. I'm going to donate it to your channel if I win to give a lucky subscriber, James. I wouldn't be able to look at it myself. 100%, mate. Whatever you want to do, FPM 82, whatever you want to do, mate. Listen, with Cresswell, and I'll get on to Cresswell now as you bring him up. It's bittersweet for me. Cresswell's been a great servant for West Ham, but do I think he's the answer moving forward? No. No, I think you know by looking at the Premier League situation at present, left back and right back are just as important as a striker. Really, like you look at the top teams, they've always got good left back and right backs. West Ham haven't really. Kafal on the right hand side has been hit and miss this season with injuries and out of form. Ben, one good game, one bad game. He's inconsistent. On the other side, Cresswell, yeah, he's done okay in spells this year, but the last month he's been not all that. He scores a great goal against Everton, I think it was, and then he just goes and gets sent off. Right, he's getting sent off a lot. And I know people will defend Cresswell, and I get it. I understand it totally. Yeah, you're going to defend him because he's a West Ham player, and you don't like to sort of. Someone put something on Twitter last night. You don't want to knock your own. But you also don't want your own shitting on you twice. Do you know what I mean? That's another thing. And I just feel that last night, if it's all hearsay, but if you have a better player there, I just think you've got a better chance of defending it. But Cresswell should know that. He's experienced. He's not 19, he's 32. Do you know what I mean? So it's very bittersweet with me with Cresswell at the minute. It really is. What we got? Let's have a look. If we qualify for Europe again, it will be the first time in the Premier League history that's progress, in my opinion. Yeah, but we have to. Like, we have to qualify for Europe because I believe next season other teams will come strong. I believe Newcastle will definitely spend in the summer. I believe that Villa will spend again, like they always do. Do you know what I mean? Wolves will come strong. Like, the Premier League is the best league in the world because you just don't know what's going to happen. And the problem is with West Ham at the minute is this summer is going to be absolutely massive. There's no two ways about it. The summer's going to be huge. And this summer can go one or two ways. We can either sign about 3 or 4 players and he's going to keep the same squad, probably give new contracts to Fredericks or someone else. Or he goes big. He goes out, he brands a squad that we need. I honestly don't know. All I know is that certain players shouldn't be first choice next season, and that for me is a given. In that, you really think a trophy winning manager would take over a team who's just avoided relegation? I don't know what that's about. But anyway. Yeah, listen, please do subscribe to the channel. I got some good subscribers late last night from my stream from last night. So yeah, please do subscribe to the channel. Please do like the video, as Happy Hammer 82 says. A chapter has ended, another one will open. I hope that we will now graft to become a consistent mid-table team over the next few years and build the foundations for more cup runs and glory in the long run. Listen, it has to be a persistent level for West Ham there. It really does. As I say, 2 years, global pandemic. Now, I think this summer will define where we're going to go, and you will see it in this summer. If there's not a lot of spend at West Ham, you know them owners are going in 2023. And for me, they have to, it's got to be a bit of give now in that aspect. Do I think West Ham are going to go and spend 110 million on players? I honestly don't know. Nothing would surprise me if they did, but then nothing wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. West Ham, for what West Ham have done this summer, just gone, and the January window, which was nothing, really is a crime. Really, do you know what I mean? Especially the January window. January window just let us down massively. Really did. James, There's no two ways about it either. I know, mate. I've got to stop saying that, brother. Uh, I really hope that we get new owners to turn the club around, and more importantly, so each 20 can experience the magical nights at the LS for the first down. Listen, I miss West Ham, as people know. I miss West Ham week in, week out. Yeah, but my attitude towards the owners has always been the same. Um, they are skimming money off the top, basically, and we've done amazingly well without any real investment. £60 million in the sort of summer window last year is not investment, in my opinion. Not for a big club, 65,000 seat stadium, fans who go home and away, fans who will fill out for a League Cup game, like fans who are the best fans on the planet by country mile for what they have to suffer. And as the old saying goes, you're not in it for the trophies, you're in it for the love. So for me, when I look at them owners and I think, what are you really doing? What is Daniel doing? What's Rob Newman doing? Because we've got all these people in high places, but we're doing nothing about it, in my opinion. So only time will tell. End of the season awards are available to vote. Head over there and choose your Hammer of the Year. Hammer of the Year for me has got to be Jared Bowen. I'm going to say that. I think he's been absolutely first class this year. I know people are going to say Declan. Declan's world class, mate. Like, he is world class, but Jared Bowen, without his goals and assists, where would West Ham be? Like, where would we be? I wouldn't like to think where we would be. He's carried us this year. Him and Deck have carried us, like, untold amount of times. So for me, it has to be JB this year. I think he's been absolutely first class. He started off a bit rocky at the start of the season, but once he started converting them chances, he's been absolutely first class. He really, really has. Very hard to take, but we've come so far onwards and upwards. I agree, mate. Opinions on calling out the ref last night. I thought he was poor, but not corrupt, like Rice said. Listen, I put something on my Twitter feed about an hour ago, and I turned around and said, and I even co-tweeted it to the West Ham Twitter page. I said, West Ham, you have to build around this man. Declan Rice is like the Roy Keane type version, but just 10 times better. He really is. He's a leader. He's a no-nonsense player, and he has no shit. Declan Rice, for me, is one of the best players I've seen at West Ham in my lifetime. And I've seen Lampard, Rio, Cole, Carrick. He's better than all of them, man. He really, really is. And West Ham have to keep this geezer and show ambition. That is the word that really needs to be mentioned along all the fan channels in regards to West Ham, is ambition. What ambition do our owners have, really? Do you know what I mean? They have to show ambition now. If you want to keep Declan Rice at your club, you've got to show ambition to keep him here. Do you know what I mean? You can't expect him to do miracles. He can't do it all. Yeah, he needs help. He needs quality around him, and it's down to them to provide it. Moyes has done his best with what he's got, but he's not. Listen, he's a miracle man, but for what he's done, but he's not God. Do you know what I'm saying? He can't do like everything right. He's going to need some help at some point. So for me, Deck is just the man who we need to build around. He is the key to it all. Keep Declan Rice, West Ham will keep progressing. I think if we lose Declan Rice, it goes one or two ways. We either reinvest the money and we become a stronger unit, or we go backwards, in my opinion. Second half was like watching the slow death. It really, really was, mate. It really, really was. I watched that game last night, and I was hurting it every minute that passed. It was like knowing what was going to happen. Like, you knew, like, that West Ham wasn't going to score 2 goals last night. I think we all knew it. 10 men, who had to score 2 goals to even stand a tie, and it was just every moment that passed, it was like digging a little bit deeper. Really, but as the old saying goes, all you can do is learn from it, and become better because of it. So It was heartbreaking, though. It really, really was. What we got? Let's get down to the bottom here. I was watching last night, but I thought I wouldn't comment and send poor Mitch over the edge. Don't worry, Phil. It's all good, man. It's all good. You said Zuma is done at the club and now back in. Will you eventually back Cresswell again? I've never said Zuma was done, Phil. 100%, mate. Zuma's far from done. Zuma's done all right. I must admit, Cresswell for me is done, though, Phil. Last season, our fullbacks were immense. It's getting forward and contributing to goals. This season, there's been a shadow of that. No pace. Happy. There's no pace at left back and right back. There really ain't. So it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's no pace by that. Let's have a look what we got here. We need to do what Leicester did after winning the league, establishing a foundation which will cement us in the top half team. 100% agree. What's that? Mitchell told my feelings last night. Felt like kicking the dog German Shepherd. Yeah. What we got here? So let's scroll down to the bottom. What we got? Thailand, Paul. All right, mate. Hope you all is well. Yes, Paul. Everything's all good, man. Everything's all good. Please subscribe to the channel. What else we got here? You have a video titled Kirk Zuma, you are done. Yes, I do, Phil. He was done, but he's been reborn, Phil. Do you know what I mean? Unless he don't go to prison, Phil. That's what we don't want to see. Other than that, he's got a future at this club, mate. He really, really has. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. And that has been the first sort of 15 minutes of this video was the review of the whole of the Europa League. From goals to memories to games that we will never forget. Now, moving forward, we have got 3 games left in the Premier League. We start off with Norwich away in Norfolk. We're back at the LS for a Manchester City clash, which will be massive for not just for Man City, but for us. Mark Noble's final game at the LS. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be, massive, massive game. And then our final game of the season, we go away to Brighton, a team that we have never beaten in the Premier League era. And basically, all we do is ever draw and lose against this team. So we've got 3 games. I believe we need at least 7 points to get European football. If we're going to go for Europa League, I think we need to win every game. If we're not, conference, I believe we need to win at least 2 of them and try and get a draw against City. It's going to be interesting, though. It really, really is. Anyway, I'm going to let you enjoy your Friday afternoon, your Friday evening, wherever you are on the planet, and just try and keep the faith, man. Honestly, that's all I can say. Just try and keep the faith. And this is West Ham. You know what I mean? It's like your dreams, they fade and die. They really, really do. So, anyway, I'm going to love and leave yous. Before I go, thank you for everyone for last night. I got over 1,500 people who viewed the video. It really, really goes a long way. And thanks for the likes and the support on this channel. It does mean a lot. West Ham, it just wasn't meant to be. But there's always next time. Goodbye.